Hey Tano, this is Mako, and we're gonna go over Titania, the fairy Warframe. Mine's themed after a monarch butterfly, of course, so take that as you will. Anyway, her passive is when you deal a bullet jump, you leave behind a light trampoline. This light trampoline further amplifies other Tenno's bullet jumps on it. Rather useful. Now, your first power is interesting. When you cast it, it deals this AoE effect that levitates enemies in the air, so it's more useful for ranged attacks or even other Warframe powers to attack them while they're CC'd as such. Your second power is called Tribute. This provides a buff. Now, the buff is delivered in the form of an energy spectre of the one you cast this onto, with a little symbol above its head. Now, the symbol dictates what type of buff you will get, so I would suggest casting this on a bunch of different type enemies to get a nice varying range of buffs. The only thing, as you can see, these little butterfly effects appear. If you start doing this a lot on consoles, it will lag and frame drop your game and others, so keep that in mind. Hopefully soon we will get an update that fixes this. Now, your third power is Lantern. This is a very useful power, as it deals damage as well as keeping all enemies in a CC range that are near the target that you apply this to. Also, if you decast it, they explode. Now, her most useful power is where you become a little flying pixie. The Dex Pixia are rather effective. I use a, corrosive blast variation, and for this I use a puncture fast berserker build with life strike. Rather effective, and it's useful. The other thing I would say is I don't like the sword. No matter how much I've amped it in speed, it still seems slow to me. So that's just my personal play. I like the Dex Pixia better. So with the Destrezza, you focus on speed, because, well, that's all that sword has for it in my opinion. The main factor of it though is to have life strike to get your HP back. The Acrid to trigger growing power, but also because it burns away armor and applies toxic at the same time, that's rather effective. Now, no matter what primary you have, from what I've found just testing with a bunch of these weapons, is using Point Strike, Serration, Split Chamber, Corrosive and Blast, kind of yielded the best results because it CC'd the enemy, kept them still, and I could just keep shooting them. They're not a moving target, they're not a threat, they are not going to hurt me. Now, with Rage and combining with Life Strike, rather useful. The main factor of this build is if you're hurt even a little bit, you can jump back into your Dex Pixia form, Razor Wing, whatever, and deal damage. Kill an enemy and pop out of it. As you can see, it's rather effective. It only takes a few shots in. The shots bounce around inside the target, dealing damage. It deals slash, it deals corrosive, it deals blast. It's rather effective. So, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped, Tenno.